morning, everybody. Today is July 11th, and it's going to be our first Friday of the month pre-trials. First Friday of the month was July 4th, so we have a lot of cases this morning. We have 72, actually. We have some visitors here from Texas by way of Indiana, and they're going to get their money's worth this morning. I'll let this run for a bit. Mr. Tim George has 12 cases. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ready to go right now, including one gentleman with some health problems we're going to take from the conference room. And so we should be ready to start here in just a moment.
All right, Jerry, I'm gonna head into the courtroom real quick, okay? All right.
Tim, you can just stay right in there with him.
Okay.
Either way, it might be easier to come in here. I see. Good morning, Vivian.
Good morning.
We have our hands full. We have a lot of cases this morning and try to get to yours efficiently. So I'll just mute you and then you can see what we're doing. All right, we are going to go ahead and begin our day. First matter up is People versus Jerry Dale Howard. That's you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Howard has some health problems and he's in a bathrobe, which isn't appropriate attire for the courtroom, but we're going to do it from the conference room and resolve this case. The file number is 25665ST. Mr. Jerry Howard was charged with driving without a valid operator's license ever acquired and no proof of insurance. The offer, Mr. George, appears to be plead to the no license ever acquired and the dismiss the civil infraction.
That's correct, Your Honor.
That's going to save you $150, Mr. Howard, which is better than a poke in the eye. In fact, probably anything's better than a poke in the eye, but what's left is a charge of no valid operator's license ever acquired. It's at 257904A. I looked it up recently in the prosecutor's warrant manual. It's different from driving suspended. Driving suspended is punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. This one is punishable. I've been saying 90 days and $500, but it's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. I believe it carries 2 points, but I wasn't completely clear on that, so I'll just say that it does. Mr. Howard, do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Are you going to plead to that charge?
Guilty.
All right. Anybody threaten you to get you to plead guilty?
Nope.
You signed the advice of rights, and thank you, Mr. George. That saves me about 2 minutes. Do you understand you're giving up the rights to have a trial and all the rights that were on that sheet?
Yes, sir.
Were you driving a car that day, which was April 10th?
Yeah, I took the neighbor lady. She kept crying and bothering me. I told her I can't drive, and she was sick. And I took her up to the gas station. That's the only reason why I did it. And we were in the process. We already got the insurance on the truck. We were in the process of getting the plates legal.
Well, you got lots of old baggage. You were just here in 24 for the same thing. But as far as I can tell, you've paid the fine on that.
Yeah.
All right. And you didn't have a valid license at that time?
No, sir.
Do you have any source of income?
All I get is Social Security. I'm disabled. Well, I'm retired.
Yeah, you're a little younger than me, about 7 years younger. That's old enough to retire. All right, they didn't take you to jail. You didn't have any insurance. That charge is dismissed. I'm gonna do the standard fine. $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee. I'm gonna zero out the attorney fee, $200 instead of $350. I'm gonna put you on a payment plan.
I appreciate it.
You paid off the last ticket in 2024. I want you to
I
pay
think
this.
it's like half the day.
Very good. Why don't you go out to see the ladies at the counter, make that first payment, and I'll put you on a payment plan for the balance. All right, Mr. Howard, you're good to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I asked Mr. George if he was related to Mo Howard, but he didn't know who Mo Howard was. So again, I'm showing my age. Don't know if they're related or not. Good morning, sir. Are you Joseph Tanner Richards?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Richards, you got a ticket on January 15th. You're charged with operating while intoxicated. They also charge you with no insurance under the insurance code and open intox. Those are all misdemeanors. The upshot of all this is it appears the prosecutor is going to dismiss all the charges for a plea to impaired driving. Is that correct?
Do you have, he has two separate files, Your Honor. Both of them are OWIs.
Oh, yes.
And they're
Two
both going to
OUIs?
be impaireds.
In both?
Yes, sir.
Oh, they do. 25951. SD is operating while intoxicated. 25145 SD is operating while intoxicated. Let's take a look at these. The 951 case occurred on May 20th, Washington and Water Street in Constantine, 11:23 in the evening. May 20th was a Tuesday night. Of course, they don't have these next to each other. The other case was January 25th. Riverside Drive and 131. Another truck with a driver asleep at the wheel in the middle of an intersection. Had one of these yesterday. All right, let's talk about these. Everything's going to be dismissed, but 2 counts of impaired driving. Impaired driving is a lesser included offense of operating while intoxicated. If there were just one, it would carry a fine of up to $300, up to 93 days in jail. 4 points on your driving record. I'm going to allow you to keep a restricted driver's license. If you have 2 of these, which you have, I believe the Secretary of State's going to suspend your driving privileges for 2 drunk driving cases within 7 years. This could be potentially a sobriety court case.
That's our intention, Your Honor.
I don't know why this isn't more on my radar. But one thing I guess we'll review to see whether you're eligible for placement in sobriety court. What do you do, sir?
I work in a trailer factory and I do construction.
All right, we got several people in our program that work in trailer factories. Which one are you in?
Dutchman, 815, right there in Middlebury.
And they start about 4:30 in the morning and everybody's out of work by 1, which makes it possible to do our sobriety court in the afternoon. All right, well, let's talk about this. By entering the plea to these 2 charges, you're going to give up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury. There will be no trial. You signed this acknowledging that you're giving up those rights by entering this plea. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. let's take the first one first. January 25th, which is a Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody. Where were you going? Riverside Drive and 131.
I was headed to work that morning and,
Oh, gee whiz, you're going to work?
yeah, I was at my mom. My mom lives on Riverside Drive and me and my brothers were there drinking.
You were working on a Saturday
Yeah, I was going to work on a Saturday, yeah.
at a 0.18 blood alcohol level?
Yeah, I woke up and, I got down the road and wasn't feeling good, so I pulled over. And that was it.
Yeah, you were asleep at the wheel. Oh my. All right. If that wasn't enough of a red flag, you got arrested again a few months later. Let's talk about that one. That was Tuesday, May 20th, North Washington and Water Street, about 11:30 at night. Where was that? What were you going that night?
I was going to get my truck from town. I got dropped off in the trailer park. My baby mama was staying. She had my truck. And I was picking it up. It was about 6:30 at night, but
He's ready.
by the time I got to jail, it was about 11.
Well, he's ready. Is anybody else ready? I haven't heard from any of the lawyers. Luke is back there. I advised. So I don't know if they need the breakout room to talk to their clients. I haven't heard from anybody.
Okay.
Of course, it's only 8:40. There are 4 of them. Vivian's on standby and she's got a tight schedule this morning.
Okay.
All right.
Check to see what's going on.
Mr. George, what was the blood alcohol in that case?
That was a 0.09, Your Honor.
That was in May. Mr. Richards, when did you have your last drink?
2 weeks ago,
All right,
roughly.
give or take. All right, you need to get on the bus now. I show a Marcellus address, but you don't really live in Marcellus, do you?
Yeah, I just moved into Constantine.
There's a couple options here. One is to just give you 90 days and then we finish that, give you another 90 days. As a matter of protection of the public. Another option is to start to work on getting sober. Which means what I'm interested in you doing is not waiting till I hit you in the head with a board and tell you gotta go to treatment. I want you to start to go to AA or other support group before we talk about this further. Sometimes that is what happens. They don't do anything until I make them do it. But we're gonna set these both for screening and sentencing. You live locally, you got some resources, you got a job. You've certainly got alcohol issues, and I think you could be a good candidate for our program. Tim, are you available on Monday, August 25th at 11?
Yes, sir.
Dismiss all other cases. For August 25th. At 11, I mean, summer is fleeting. All right, Mr. Richards, I want you to take this out to the counter. I'm gonna put sobriety part.
Wow.
All right, you take that out to the counter. I'm gonna see you on August 25th at 11 a.m. We're gonna discuss both of these. Richard Stahl. This is People versus Richard Eugene Stahl. That's you, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Stahl, you're charged here with domestic assault. We get lots of those. Unfortunately, we had a bunch of them this week. Almost every day, somebody got arrested overnight for domestic assault, including last night. In your case, let's find the complaint. The allegation is that you assaulted Constance Stahl, your spouse. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. The prosecutor has agreed to dismiss that charge for a plea to disturbing the peace. Disturbing the peace is a old-fashioned simple misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
Are you going to plead to that?
Yes.
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this
No.
or promise you anything?
No.
All right, this doesn't sound good. You can always tell there's many a problem. Said, how much have you been drinking? And your answer was a lot. The next to that, and the legal definition is too much. Assault in progress at the trailer park. Richard Stahl said they had an argument. And you got upset, your wife got upset because you were drinking and you threw your wallet at her and spilled some chips. So did you and your wife get in an argument at your trailer?
Yes.
And did you throw your wallet at her?
Yes.
Now, there's a no contact provision in here. Where are you staying right now?
With my daughter.
I'm about to lift it. Let's see how long you were in jail for. You posted bond here. Overnight. Mr. Stoll, do you have any source of income?
Disability.
We're in the same boat as we were in the other case. You're about the same age as the other guy, 7 or 8 years behind me. All right, and taking it out of a crime victim's rights purview when they turn it into a disturbing the peace. He's drunk, they have an argument, he throws his wallet at her. I can see why they reduced this. They did hit her, but I don't know that was much consequence. $75 crime victims rights fee, $75 state minimum fee, and a $75 fine. Again, I'm gonna waive the attorney fee. $200 on a payment plan. 1 day jail credit, 1 day. I have a list of people that owe me money, and there's a lot of people on it today, but I don't think you are. Mr. Stahl, I want you to go out to the counter. Bailiff will take you out there to set up a payment plan in this case. I took the attorney fee out of it, and your attorney certainly earned his money, but it'll take enough to get $200 paid. I want you to pay at least $25 per month. All right, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, you're good to go. All right, this is another case, amazingly, where the defendant has 2 drunk driving charges in short order. There's Mr. Peters, let me look at this. 21 days.
Your Honor, he was in front of Judge Pattison yesterday on a probation violation and was sentenced to 93 days.
I saw that. I was just about to see what it was.
I spoke to Matt Huff yesterday, and got that update.
All right, you're John David Peters.
Correct, yes.
Mr. Peters, in file 251187, you got arrested for operating with a high blood alcohol level on June 4th. And I think you've been in jail since June 23rd. Operating with a high blood alcohol level is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 180 days in jail and a fine of up to $750. Carries 6 points on your driving record and requires that your license be suspended. File 251176 alleges that you were driving while intoxicated on June 20th. They're going to also, with a high blood alcohol level, they're going to reduce that to impaired driving. And amazingly, you were on probation for a drunk driving charge that occurred in January. So you're on probation for a drunk driving charge that was convicted a little earlier this year, probably in March. You got arrested on June 4th for drunk driving and again on June 20th. And that's scary stuff. The prosecutors agreed to reduce one of these to impaired, the June 20th one. And the other case you'll plead to operating with a high blood alcohol. Is that correct, Ms. Harden?
It is, Your Honor.
I don't have an advice of rights here, so let me go through this and for everybody else that's here. If you enter a plea of guilty to a criminal charge, you give up your right to have a trial and there will be no trial. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. You would have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You'd also have a right to have any of the witnesses against you subpoenaed to come to court. So let's take these one at a time. The June 4th incident. Let me find that one.
That is 251187.
They filed a formal complaint. Were you driving a car in the city of Three Rivers, West Michigan Avenue on June 4th?
Was it a motor vehicle?
It was a I can't.
He indicates it was a truck, Your Honor, not a car.
All right, where were you going?
Where were you going? He's hard of hearing, Your Honor.
Okay, where were you going?
Probably back to my apartment. I don't go very far anymore.
In your
I
apartment?
probably, if this was Three Rivers, I probably went to Little Caesars.
All right, what were you drinking?
Bush beer.
How many do you think you had?
It's gone down. I mean, I used to be able to put down a 12-pack a day. Now we're probably down to 6 or 4 a day.
Well, this was,
And
what was the blood alcohol here?
I guess I'd like to say that the only reason I drink it is not for a drunk, because I don't get drunk off of it. It's the flavor. Otherwise, I just do Mountain Dew or something, and that is the reason why I drink beer. It's,
That is the most absurd thing I've heard in 2025. You drink beer because you have a substance abuse disorder. You're an alcoholic. You got arrested for drunk driving 3 times in 6 months. No one drinks beer because they like the taste, at least not that much. What was the blood alcohol level here?
The blood alcohol level from the PBT was 0.206. They did do a chemical test that was a 0.198 and then a 0.188.
Boy, Mr. Peters, are you ever in denial?
and I'm working on it.
All right, well, Judge Pattison just gave you 93 days. I'm gonna sort this out. I don't have any hurry. I don't know, I don't think your sobriety court material. But we'll explore it. All right, let's talk about the June 4th case, which is 11. Oh, I just did 1187.
This is 1176.
1176. All right, this one,
Or wait, here, and I might have had those mixed
you were
up.
driving into your parking lot here in Centerville on June 20th. Is that correct?
Just a second, I may have the reports. Stuff here.
He was pleading to impaired in 1176, according to the notes. He
Right.
pleaded to high blood alcohol level in 251187.
Yes. So I apologize, I had the wrong report up. They are very similar formats, so the 1187 report, which was the report he's pleading to the impaired on, his blood alcohol was the 0.2. The 0.1.
No, it says here 1176, he's pleading to impaired.
Okay, that's correct. So that one, yes, he was impaired was the 0.2, and then on the 0.1187, so I guess I did the correct. He blew a 0.37.
Oh my. That's a lot of beer. All right, Mr. Peters, you're on a walker. You have some other health problems?
Aside from the bad circulation in my legs and my feet, which they can't do anything about, I've just called a parasite or something internally that's eating away at my muscles from the inside out. They can't do anything about that. And I don't know the rest of it, but the last time I was at my personal doctor, of course, with that, all hospitals and whatnot being networked, she looked it up and goes, "Oh my." I said, "That don't sound good." She goes, "It's not." So,
Well, large quantities of alcohol on a daily basis aren't doing much for it either, so we're gonna get you some significant clean time here. Who's your probation officer?
Matt Hoff. I could not discern from Mr. Huff's email if his probation was revoked.
I think it would be. If you got 93 days, there's nothing left to do.
Right, but in my correspondence with Mr. Huff, he indicated that he would be willing to work with Mr. Peters
On
on
a
a
new
probation.
probation. All right, well, we'll sort it all out. We're not in any sense of urgency because you can't go anywhere for 93 days anyway, minus good time. So let's look at a sense date in September. God, I don't even like to think about September. Jordan, would you be available on Monday, September 8th,
What time?
3 a.m.? How about 11?
I will make that work, Your Honor.
All right, we'll get more information. Are you seeing the jail nurse?
I have not yet.
Well, we'll look into that. Mr. Peters, there's a lot to unpack here. Anyway, plate to impaired. IBAC. All right, you can take him back. Is anybody else in the back? Well, He's ready to go. All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon,
Hard to
Mr.
do that
Peters.
with handcuffs on.
So we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Hard enough.
Right.
Thank you. Okay. Ms. Schweitzer, this is file 241697. It charges retail fraud in the second degree. That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Let's take a look at it. They allege that you were in the Meyer store on August 25th of 2024. And you stole property worth more than 200, but less than 1,000. See what it was. Merchandise worth $442.32. They let you go, and then the prosecutor got a warrant. And the warrant was issued in September of 24. And you called a couple times, but you never came in, and you got arrested on June 4th. Pled not guilty, and they gave you a PR bond, and the matter was set. I saw you had a jail arraignment lay out. All right, so it says here you're going to plead to retail fraud in the third degree. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Do you understand the charge?
Yes,
Other than what was said here, did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this
no,
or promise you anything?
no,
Were you in the Walmart store on that day a year ago?
Myers,
Excuse me.
yes.
What did you take?
It was just personal stuff like makeup and body wash and stuff.
I don't have a whole report, but then you knew about the warrant, but I could never get you to come in and take care of it.
No, I tried to take care of my warrant. They weren't taking anybody in jail. I called up to the courthouse and asked them if we can get it started because I didn't have the $200 bond. And they said that if I can make it here that Friday, then they would see me, but I didn't have a way to get here that Friday. So then they said the warrant would still be active, but I wouldn't be a failure to appear. And then I turned myself in at Three Rivers as soon as I found out they were taking people to jail.
Okay. Well, you called in October of 24 and I scheduled an arraignment for
Yeah, I didn't have a
October
way here.
21st and you didn't come. All right, well, you're here now. So how did you end up doing 2 days in jail?
One.
Now, they've recommended,
Overnight,
I'm sorry, go
overnight,
ahead.
sorry.
The property was recovered. You spent a night in jail. I'm willing to call it good. The prosecutor's offering a deferral. I would simply give you a fine and give you time to pay it and credit for the day that you're served. The prosecutor has offered a deferral. If you're willing to do a probation and community service and some other things, you could have this taken off your record. Otherwise, if you want me to just give you the time served and a fine, I'll do that.
I'll take time served and a fine. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. I've known you or of you since you were a little girl. What do you do now?
I go to Post University and I'm getting my accounting degree.
What's post-university?
College.
Where is it?
It's online.
Oh, okay.
I do it online for accounting.
Other than what I said, did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this?
No,
This was not a wise thing. Probably not likely to do it again. 1 day jail credit, 1 day. There's a $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee and $150 attorney fee. That's expensive, comes up to $350. I do not have any money because I changed your bond to a PR bond. Do you need time to pay that, or you want me to do a payment?
A
plan?
payment plan.
I'd like at least $50 a month.
Right.
They're also barred from Myers for 1 year. That's all Myers. Some people are barred from Myers and Walmart. Rhonda, does that finish your cases?
It does. The other two people did appear.
Well, let's make a brief record on them. Ms. Schwitzer, the bailiff, will take you out to the court office, set up a payment plan. Herman Cooks. Good morning, sir. You Herman Lee Cooks the third?
Yes,
Mr. Cooks, you got charged with domestic assault. It's alleged you made assault upon Catherine Newsbaum, someone you had a dating relationship with. That occurred allegedly on June 7th. You've been waiting here all morning. We've had a couple of these. Domestic violence is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500 and would prohibit you from owning or possessing a firearm. Prosecutors agreed to reduce this to a charge of disturbing the peace. Disturbing the peace is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Do you understand the charge?
yes,
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to that charge?
no,
I promise you anything?
no,
You've heard me go through the advice of rights about 4 times.
yes,
You understand you're giving those up by entering this plea?
yes,
All right, it says on that day, you and your girlfriend got in an argument. You started drinking. And you broke the TV.
no, she.
She broke the TV.
Yes,
I had one yesterday where the guy punched the TV. I guess the flat screens are probably easier to break than the old ones.
yeah,
Then it says you grabbed her by the hair
yeah.
and you guys had a big argument. And then what happened to it?
After I grabbed her hair, she called the police. I went outside on the porch and the police came.
How long were you in jail?
3 days, 4
You
days.
said it was before. Said it was before.
You got arrested
3 or 4
on
days, yeah.
June 10th, June 7th, and he posted bond on the 10th. So yeah, it's 3 days. Let's see what I got here. I got bond money in here. Okay. That's sufficient factual basis for disturbing the peace. For 3 days, jail credit, 3 days. And 0 days to serve. The fine is 0. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, and a $150 attorney fee. That comes up to $275. He did post $200 of bond. It's $2,000 10% bond. So the court keeps 10% of the 10%, so 180. 275 minus 180, I think is $95. You owe me $95. Can you pay that today or need some time?
I'll pay next week.
I'll give you till the end of July. How's that?
Okay.
All right, this will not show as an assaultive offense. And it won't carry a firearm restriction. I'm also lifting the no contact provisions of your bond. I don't know what else to say about it. All right, you're good to go, sir. All right, these are several cases involving Bobby Lee Crannle. That's you, sir?
Yes. By the way, how was your vacation?
It was good. I took the 4th of July off and got back to work. I also got sunburned. Yes?
I have Stephanie Hicks on the phone.
Yes.
She said she's about 10 minutes away.
Okay,
Is that okay for her to continue?
I guess so. Well, who's her lawyer?
I am.
I'm
Oh.
not sure.
Okay, Paul, yeah, Paul's here.
Okay.
Let Autumn know, would you please?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Mr. Crandall, let me see if I can get these in chronological order. I got stopped for driving suspended. Second offense in file 25791 ST on April 25th. On that same day, April 25th, he was charged with driving without any valid insurance in file 25792. Then on April 13th, he was again charged driving without any insurance and driving with a suspended license. That's 25904 SM and 905 ST. Then, just for extra measure, he got a new charge of driving suspended on June 26th and improper play of a registration plate. He hasn't even been arraigned on that charge yet, but I believe the prosecutor is aware of it. So there's a package plea agreement. The defendant is going to plead to one count of driving suspended second offense. And that would be in file 25791 ST. And everything else would get dismissed. Is that your understanding, Mr. Gibson?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not sure if this new case was part of this. Were you aware of his June 26th case? Oh, wonderful.
He did, June 26th, you said?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I do remember him contacting me about that to inform me of it, but what, does that have a file number?
Yes, 25904 SM.
Okay, so it's my understanding that that would be part of the package agreement.
All right, one DWLS second to encompass everything. What about all of it? Okay. Driving suspended second is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Carries 2 points and requires that your license be suspended. You understand?
I'm sorry. I was talking with my lawyer.
Driving suspended second is a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. You understand?
Yes.
All right, you're gonna plead a DWLS second in file number 251241 ST. Dismiss all other files. For P. Gibson, including private suspended second is 790. All right, Mr. Crandall, you heard me go through the rights several times this morning. You understand you have those same rights?
Yes.
Did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
No, they didn't threaten me or anything else, please.
All right, well, let me take a look at your ticket, this particular one. 791. In that case, that was a ticket that you got Michigan Avenue Railroad Drive on April 25th. Driving suspended second, no insurance and improper plate. 11 o'clock in the morning, Michigan Avenue and Railroad Drive right downtown. Where were you going?
I was trying to check on some mechanic work at the time.
Was your license suspended at that time?
I think it was.
Yeah, in addition to all the ones here, you've got several in Kalamazoo. You got a September 23 case of driving without a license and you failed to pay the fine. No proof of insurance, driving suspended. 3/11 of 18, driving suspended, failed to pay a license 2016. And then these all right in a row. I don't get it. It's like you just don't care.
Well, I care, trust me.
You're driving with no insurance, no plate, and you get pulled over 3 times in 40 days for the same thing.
I have no fines here in this court.
I didn't see any in this thing. Let me look in here. You and I go back a long ways. 2001, driving expired. Proper plate.
Do you know if the defendant has any alcohol related?
No, I don't
offenses?
drink.
Okay.
No, I don't think there's driving suspended. You must have 15 driving suspendeds in here. Going back to 2001, when I was still prosecutor. You got defaulted on the registration plate, but that's gonna be dismissed. I just don't get it. All right.
Can I explain?
Yes.
My wife is dead. She's been dead for 10 years. I'm the only one where I'm at.
Yes, and you told me that when I met you the last time.
Yeah, yes, and it still goes.
Yes. All right, well,
I got
that,
no family.
yes.
You think I'm lying to you? I'm not.
No, I believe everything you're saying, but that doesn't give you the right to just keep driving with no insurance and no plates, and you get arrested, you bond out, you get arrested, come back. They dismissed everything except this one-year offense. They don't want me to put you in jail for 1 year. They give you a $75 crime victims' right fee, a $50 state minimum fee, $125 due by August 31/25. You're going to jail for 7 days, starting right now.
I'm going to jail?
Yeah, yes. You're gonna stop driving a car. You owe me $125 by 3125. Yeah, you're going to jail. You got unpaid tickets in Kalamazoo. You must have 12 prior driving suspended charges. You get 3 in 50 days. Yeah, it's time for jail. You've worked your way up this calendar to the top of the list. 7 days in jail, you'll get a day of good time. You owe me $125 when you get out. You can go with a court officer.
Stand up, sir. Put your hands behind your
I
back.
don't have money right now.
You don't need any money right now. You just need to go to jail.
Hands behind your back. And reach your hands further behind your back.
Well, 7 days?
Yes. I can make it more if you'd like.
No.
Let's go, sir.
All right, Mr. Crandall, you're good to
When am
go.
I gonna be able to get out? Just a moment.
You'll get out in 6 days.
What is?
Yes, today's Friday. You'll probably get out next Thursday.
Let's go.
Do you have a pet?
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
All right, we're gonna let you make a phone call, somebody to take care of your pets. Does that finish yours?
Yes, no.
Your
Oh, yeah,
Gibbs is on the way here. Let's talk about your clients that didn't show up.
okay.
I just told you checked in.
Oh,
That's why I'm saying.
yeah, let's see if we can find her. I told her I was gonna test her today, and so
Okay. So let's see. So
Mr. Crandall was incredulous. All right, we'd be even worse off if everybody showed up that was supposed to be here.
So Graver, I think.
Wesley Thane Graber of Middlebury, driving suspended, improper plate, and no insurance. That seems to be the crime of the season. $250 cash or surety per file. 48-hour hold.
All right, thank you.
I think I got one more. Leonard Bauman. Oh, that was Rhonda's. Defendant is in the hospital. Reset APT for, what did I set that for? 8/15/25. 8:30.
She's not quite here yet.
Leonard Bauman. Felicia Slater is in failed to appear on a due bond at $1,000 cash or surety. No 48-hour hold. She apparently was here and left. Fear of circuit court bench warrant. All right, Miss Gibson, would you come on up? In fact, why don't you have a seat? This might take us a minute. This is multiple files on Janie Sue Gibson. File 241350 is a disorderly person charge where she has a long history of failing to show up when she's supposed to. 241350. 2416 is a no proof of insurance and no insurance. And 242105 is a dog at large. Miss Gibson was here. I did in order to show cause. She didn't show up for that. She called yesterday and I said, I want her to come in here so I can talk to her, or she's going to get arrested. She said she would be here today, and she is. How'd you get here?
A friend of mine's mom brought me.
All right, Your lawyer is Luke Knopfinger. He was here, unfortunately let him go. I'm gonna reset all of these.
And I apologize for not showing up.
All right, well, it saves you the bench warrant.
But I am getting an apartment next week. I should be ready. I'm not in the shelter no more. I'm at a campground right now,
Where are you staying?
at a campground.
Which one?
Steinke.
All right.
And, but Keystone is still, getting my apartment and everything for me.
What town will that be in?
Steinke or the
The
apartment?
apartment?
Colon. It's at Enchanted Glen.
Oh, very
So,
good.
I've got approved everything. I'm just waiting to get in. So it just, everything's been hectic and everything. So, but I have $2 today. I mean, I can pay on it.
Keep your $2. You
Okay.
need that for lunch.
But I apologize for not, showing up. Just things have been really crazy since April, when, me and my son almost,
I recall all
died.
bench warrants.
So. But things are looking up and everything, so I'll have a permanent place to live, and I just gotta work on getting a vehicle, and I got an appointment July 21st with the Social Security office to get my son on Social Security. And then once I get a vehicle, I'll be working again.
Okay. I'm gonna have the clerks give you a formal notice for all of these.
Okay.
I've recalled the bench warrant, so there's no bench warrant for your arrest, but I want to get these cases all back on track.
All right,
So you go to the court officer
thank you.
and we'll give you notice for all of these. All right, we're back after a very busy morning. I did have some cold pizza. I missed out lunch with the other judges, but as it turns out, they had a problem too. We had 72 cases with about 50 separate defendants. I don't know exactly how many pleas we took this morning, about 20 plus. Judge Pattison helped me and took some, but even with that, we had a dozen or more people that didn't show up. And then we had another 20 or so that set a final pretrial. So we made some significant progress, but we have a lot of cases yet to resolve. We have Stephanie Hicks did eventually show up for her sentencing. It was set for 10:30. She arrived at about 20 to 12. She was unable to provide a urine specimen, so I sent her to the day reporting center and rescheduled that matter. So we have one civil matter and 3 landlord tenant matters, and there's a percolating significant search warrant issue going on as we speak and during the lunch hour. So I may need to get involved in that. Thank you for saying good afternoon. It has been a busy Friday, and that's all right. Started out wet this morning. I think the day's getting nicer. We don't know when the courtroom remodel is going to happen. If they've been lucky, they'll wait till I'm gone out fishing and listening. You should spend more time fishing. Both people are here from South Dakota. That's good to hear. All right, thanks for saying hello again. I'm gonna get back to business. I also have a bench warrant arraignment to do. We'll fit that in before 2 o'clock, I hope. Then I gotta finish today and get Monday prepped. I don't have anybody in the waiting room yet. Someone's joined us as a Samsung phone. Who am I speaking with? Is this John Berg?
All right, there you are, sir. I didn't recognize you.
Who am I speaking with?
Hi, it's John Berg, Berg. I'm on my Samsung.
All right, I thought that was you. Let me give you a proper name. All right, this matter is set for 1 o'clock. It's 1:01.
I had to
don't know.
download. Oh, I'm sorry. Please forgive
Go
me.
ahead.
I had to download the app. I'm at my employer's, so that's why I'm a minute late coming on. I wasn't intentionally doing that, sir.
No, you weren't here in a timely manner. It's just the plaintiff isn't here yet.
Oh, well, at least I wasn't late this time.
No. I'll let this tick just a minute.
Is he coming in on Zoom, sir?
I don't know. I'd hope so. He was supposed to. This is file number 25-68GC. It's entitled LVNV Funding versus John P. Berg. Mr. Berg was sued and allegedly served with a lawsuit telling him that he owed $784.83 plus costs for a total judgment of $975.23. That judgment entered when I signed it on May 28th. Mr. Berg wrote a letter on June 11th, within 21 days of the date of the entry of the default, saying I was never served with this lawsuit, and but I am willing to set up a repayment agreement. And so we've had some issues with LVNV funding and their process servers where they've been swearing that they've served people that they have not. So I set this for a hearing and there's no one here from that law firm. Mr. Berg, are you making monthly payments?
I made a payment this last Thursday, a week ago, or no, I'm sorry. I owe you an apology. This past Tuesday, and had money come out, and they told me it would take up to 5 days. So I called my bank that Wednesday, and they have the money, but according to the law firm, it still hasn't gotten into their possession. But I have it as a recorded debit on my check.
How many payments have you made?
This is my first one. I made a double payment. I was gonna do $25 a week to settle out the judgment. So full, like I stated in the letter. I checked the law firm after that. Did
So did you do a $50 payment on July 8th?
Yes, sir. And they said they haven't got it, but I've got proof on my phone that it was
All right, well, it
deducted out
takes
of
a
my
while
checking.
to get there. All right, so do you acknowledge that you owe the debt?
Yes, sir. But I was never served the papers as I stated in my letter to you. And I have witnesses verifying, and the mail carrier never got it either. And I looked at my emails from the law firm, nothing was sent until I made the phone call after you sent the letter
Well,
to
what
my
the
house.
process server swore to was that they personally served this upon you.
I never got it. Not even anything on my
50
door.
West Street,
Yeah,
and that you
yeah,
are
no one was,
51 years old, Caucasian, dark hair, glasses.
yep, that's me,
So
but I never seen it.
what we were afraid they were doing is looking up people's social profile and swearing that they served them.
I never got it. Honestly, forgive my laughing, but I never got it. I
All
even
right, well,
checked my.
I don't disbelieve you. Several other people have said the same thing. The problem is whether you got it or didn't get it, you do owe the money. And you've
Yeah,
agreed to a repayment agreement.
yeah, that's what I'm doing. And Mr. Middleton, while I'm speaking to you, even though the plaintiffs aren't there, I did call and ask for either confirmation as a letter stating, but then also over the phone, they said verbally that they were gonna, after I told them I make the payments, if I didn't get letter or email, they were gonna supposedly send something over to the court in Centerville that I didn't know if I was still supposed to come to the Zoom. That's why I'm,
Oh, well, you're here. So did you agree to some sort of consent agreement with them?
yeah, but I haven't got the proof from them, but I sent the money.
Very good.
I haven't got- So, I mean, I'm an honorable man. And I'm gonna pay my debt. So,
Very good. Are you the John Berg that used to live in Three Rivers?
no, sir. I lived in Sturgis, but I've served with you on some jury boards in the past for some
Okay.
well-known cases. And you'll remember me. I was the skinny young guy that knew a lot of the police officers when Mr. Nowak and you were them were a prosecutor
Yeah,
back
that
in
goes,
'87 and '88.
yeah, that goes back
And
quite a
you were
ways.
the other, yeah. And I'm very happy. Congrats on you becoming a judge.
Yeah, you never know how things are gonna turn out, do you? All right, sir, I'm just gonna leave this as it is. If I set aside the default, it's gonna make a big mess. I'm gonna have to sue you all over again. It's gonna undo the agreement. I wish they had been here so I could discuss this process server, this Tony Ferrero, who I believe may be the same one that we had the other issues with, Tony Renfro. It may be the subject of a
I
state
talked to you on the
police.
phone. Now, am I going to go to jail over this, or?
No. You're not gonna go to jail for this. It's a civil debt. You can't go to jail for it, and you've reached a repayment agreement.
Okay, I just don't want to have something on me
And
more than what I.
also, I to set aside default is denied. I think the plaintiff thinks that the consent judgment superseded it. So my recommendation is you keep making the payment each week. If you haven't
Okay.
heard anything in the next 10 days or so, write us another letter or contact the court. But, it does appear the, debt is valid.
Now, they told me on the phone that I was only supposed to pay the original of the 725, or wait a second.
784.83.
And now, do I go and just pay that, or do I still do the hearing and the court fees with it?
I don't know the answer to that. Pay the 784.83. There's must be a consent order floating around out there somewhere that I haven't seen. Either it hasn't gotten here yet or it's buried on somebody's in basket.
Okay.
But you're doing everything you're supposed to do, and certainly you're not gonna go to jail for this. So we'll see if we can get the consent judgment.
All right. Thank you, sir. This means a lot.
All right, good luck, sir. I'll see you around.
All right. Have a very happy day and a happy weekend.
All right, thank you. For a minute, Mr. Rusin,
Hi, Judge, how are you?
good afternoon. That hearing was at 1 and nobody came from your firm.
Well, that's strange. I had this at 1:15. I'll have to take that up with my staff.
No, except for 1. So Mr. Berg was here. This is another alleged fraudulent service. And he was quite emphatic that he was never served with this and he was prepared to testify regarding that. However, he indicated that he did accept that he owed the debt and he had started a repayment agreement with your company. And somewhere it sounds like there's a consent judgment floating around or something.
Well, Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt, Judge, but yeah, my records show I mailed to Mr. Berg a conditional dismissal. I can tell you, Judge, as an officer of the court, with the way that the United States Postal Service is running these days, it literally takes a week to 10 days for me, a letter from me in Mount Clemens to get over to your county. And yes, he did attempt to pay on the conditional dismissal. That's what I can tell you, Judge, in view of the fact of the hearing being called at 1 and me signing in at 1:15.
Well, I declined to set the default aside because it would be more hassle than it was worth to set the default aside when this order is floating around out there.
Yeah.
So it's also possible that it's here, although I think the staff was looking for it and couldn't find it. So I told him to continue to make his payments. If he didn't hear anything, to contact the court.
All right. Well, thank you,
So
Judge.
that just picked up our landlord tenant docket at 1:15. So I'll await conditional order of dismissal is in the mail. I'll be glad when we're done with these because I believe him. I don't think he was personally served. And I have another.
Matter of fact, just I can tell you if it hasn't made the judges committees that I understand that this process server, Kathleen Pierce, from the judge, and I can't remember which district court judge it was in Grand Rapids, has referred her to the Attorney General.
It was Judge O'Hara. Yes. This process server was Tori Renfro.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, then I stand corrected on the well-known Catherine Pierce then. So
anyway, I didn't set the judgment aside. He's gonna do a repayment. You've submitted a conditional order of dismissal. He acknowledges the debt. He wants to pay it. And we'll just leave it as it is. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Have a great weekend.
All right. Hello, everybody else. Our 125 case is Vista Point, which is, I think, Cato Lane. I'm not sure what it's called now. 251292 versus Jamie Caldwell, the esteemed Casey Strong, who missed out on attorney pretrials this morning. There were only 412, so you should have been here. Is here on this matter for the Bradshaw Law Firm. This is filed as a termination of tenancy, and I was served a notice to quit. Defendant was personally served. I don't believe they're here. iPhones is Mr. Lkins. Caitlin Thornton is here. This matter is set for 125. Ms. Strong, what do you know about this case?
Thank you, Your Honor. This case, it's a simple case. There was a notice to quit sent back in April requesting that this individual vacate the property under a termination theory. It's termination at the conclusion of a leasing agreement. It's my knowledge, information, and belief that the defendant has not vacated. I've gotten no notes otherwise, and we would be asking for a default judgment. It's a possession-only judgment. There's been no money judgment requested or prayed for. The owner simply wants possession of the property after a holdover.
The notice to quit was in April. The lease expired May 31st. The notice to quit date was May 31st. I do not believe, I can't tell whether this is subsidized. There are some limitations on a termination of tenancy at the expiration of a lease in a subsidized apartment. There needs generally to be good cause shown, and I can't tell whether this is subsidized or not. But the defendant isn't here. Mr. Bradshaw, I'm sure, is aware of that, and Mr. Fleeman, so maybe they know something I don't. Maybe this is just market rate. And let's see what the monthly rent was.
The monthly rental rate is $775. And I see in my notes here that we do not have an indication on the complaint that this is any kind of subsidized property.
Okay. Well, if you bear with me for a minute, Ms. Strong, we'll let the clock tick a little bit in case they show up. Let's see if. Hi, looking for some people. Jamie Caldwell or Michael Kirth. All right, thanks. They love yelling down the empty hallway for people.
No, sir, nobody.
All right, thank you. Bye. All right, Jamie Caldwell is not present. Possession only.
And we'll
Yes.
email in a judgment if the court would prefer.
Yes. Date for the writ is 10 days from today. Today is the 11th of July. Date for the writ would be July 21st. And the appeal. All right, go ahead and send it. They're not here. I don't know if they just plan to move or they don't want to move or they'll get this and then they'll do something. But they aren't here and we've got our next case to move on to. So you know the email address.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, you're good to go. Thanks. That is the old Colonial Crest, I believe, which was guess what? And now it's Vista Point. Everybody's got a glamorous sounding name. Speaking of glamorous sounding names, our next matter is Scott and Annette Lkins versus Michael Kirth. This one isn't set till 1:35, so we gotta let the clock tick a little bit. While we're doing that, let's calculate what our current arrearage is. Rent was $225 a week. The time of filing, it was $715 plus other stuff. Mr. Larkin's manager, Caitlin Thornton, is also present. I'll defer to her. Ms. Thornton, what's the current arrearage?
The current arrearage is 1,880. With
That's through when?
through today.
7/11. And the court cost, let's calculate that. 60.
Sorry.
Okay. 68 service or 68 filing and 3881 service. Is that what you have? Is 10681. Plus 1880.
With an additional 120 in late fees for May, June, July.
Okay.
Judge, what was the amount due through today? I heard a much larger number. So I must.
1880.
Okay. I
Plus
definitely.
10681. Plus how much was late?
It is 40, so 120 for May.
$40 a week?
No, a month.
Oh, well, I thought this was week to week.
It is a week to week.
All right. All right, someone named Lindsay Pantoa is here. Let's see who this is.
She would be the current occupant. She's an unauthorized occupant, but she is who is residing in the unit. Michael Kirth has vacated. He texts on June 12th that he had moved out. When we went to go take back the property, we noticed that there was a motorcycle and a dog and found out that we have other people living there. The case had already been filed, so we continued it through.
All right, let's find out what we've got. Ms. Pantoa, could you join me, please? Can you hear me? Does the lease prohibit dogs?
Yes. We also weren't aware that she was living there to begin with.
Ms. Pantoya, could you join me, please? I see a very blurry countenance. I don't know if it's a shadow, there's a light behind, and I can't hear you. So the name says Lindsay Pantoa, but I can't hear you or see you. So I'd ask you to please turn on your sound. Because this isn't helpful at all. Miss Pantoja, can you hear me? This is like a nightmare vision of a blurry apparition. I can't see you, but it appears your microphone is on. So could you answer me? This is not even registering as an appearance. Do you believe there are more people than just her there?
We've seen another, when we realized that there were other people living in the unit, we did have police come with us to the property. We've noticed a gentleman named Kane Hecht. His motorcycle is there quite often. He states he's not living there, but he's there on a fairly regular basis.
Well, now we got Wing Tech. Miss Pantoja, can you hear me? It's like somebody smeared Vaseline all over the lens of her camera. And I can't hear you. You have a light behind you. Oh, that's a little better. I can tell there's a person there from another dimension. All right, your microphone is on. Can you hear me? Had this been in another manner, you probably would have filed a termination of tenancy.
Had we known
But
that
the matter had already been filed, so it's Michael Kirth and all occupants. The problem is if they pay rent, then they sort of start a tenancy, but I sincerely doubt anyone is going to pay any rent. Miss Pantoja, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me? I heard something.
Hear me now?
Barely. I can't see you. You got a bright light behind you and you got a very blurry camera. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. The allegation, or the case name, we've been dinking around with this for 9 minutes, waiting for you to connect, is Scott and Annette Lkins versus Michael Kirth. This is apartment 3 at 403 South Main Street. According to the landlord, you're a squatter and you've taken over Mr. Kirth's apartment. You have a dog, and Mr. Hecht may also be living there, and no one is paying the rent. And they would like someone to pay the rent or for you to move. You don't have a lease with the Lkins. How did you come to be there?
I moved in with Michael Kirth in January.
I can't hear you. You need to speak into the microphone. This is like the worst connection I've had. And so I don't speak up.
I'm trying to call in. I don't know what's wrong with my speaker.
All right. How did you come to be there?
I was dating Michael Kirth, and I moved in January, and then he just kind of started to move to Virginia and left me here.
All right. Well, right now, no one is paying the rent. So I'm gonna tell you what your rights are as a tenant
Wait,
in a
wait, wait.
landlord tenant proceeding. Here's a phone number. All right,
Can you hear me?
yes. You need to hang up the other phone. I'm gonna
The
delete.
one on video?
Yes, can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yes, I can.
All right. Anyway, they contend they never knew you were living there. Mr. Kirth moved out, and then they went to check on the place. They found that you were in there. No one has paid the rent in quite some time, and it's $1,880 in arrears. You're what's called a tenant at sufferance. You don't have a lease. You apparently have a dog in there in violation of the lease, and there may be other people staying there. So they want you to either pay the rent or move. Primarily, they want you to move. You have the right to hire an attorney. If you cannot afford one, you can ask legal aid for assistance. You have a right to have the case heard here in St. Joseph County where the property is located. You have a right to demand a jury trial. If you wish to have a jury trial, you must tell me at this first court appearance or file the written demand in writing within 5 days and pay the jury demand fee of $50 unless the judge waives it. If your landlord has asked you to be evicted from a residential property because you haven't paid rent, you may be able to get assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, the local coordinated entry agency, a housing assessment and resource agency, or federal help for homeless veterans. You should have received that information earlier. You do not need a judgment against you to receive help from those places, and they're not going to give you any help because you're not on the lease. You need to be able to, well, if the parties are agreeable to work out some sort of agreement, they can file what's called a conditional order of dismissal. Or if both parties are interested in mediation, the court can help set that up. Ms. Pantoja, what's your plan?
Well, I've contacted legal aid and they contacted me back yesterday and they were supposed to give me another call today, so.
All right, well, legal aid is here. I can let you talk to them. What's your defense? You're not on the lease, you're not paying rent, and you have a dog there that isn't supposed to be there. And
Well, I
possibly.
have, sorry.
Go ahead.
I have text messages between me and the property manager where I contacted her about making payments and trying to take over the lease, and she told me that it was not possible. So I offered payment and they denied it. And then ever since all the eviction started, they've been doing crazy obscene things that I do have proof of. They've been stealing tools from outside, where she texted me telling me that the people that they had working here brought it back. They've shut off our hot water. They've been completely I don't know. They've been unwilling to work with me and have just been really terrible ever since this whole thing kind of started.
They don't wish to enter into a lease with you. And so you're in a difficult position. They also don't want your dog in there. So I'm going to continue this, and I'm not going to bump this all the way out. She's a tenant at sufferance, and I'm going to cram this in.
While you're looking, Judge, I'll
Yes.
say that I see no record of a phone call from Miss Pantoja or Pantoja. I don't know what phone number she called, but I will provide her, make sure she has the right number for our direct office.
I just got a call from you guys yesterday, 336-3395 or 366-3395.
33. That certainly sounds like it could be one of our numbers. So
Yeah, I
it's
talked to
possible.
you at 11:54 yesterday.
Okay. Do you know who you spoke with?
I don't. The lady that I talked to ended up putting me on hold, and then she sent me through to kind of like an intake specialist or whatever, because I was missing a couple things when I did the application online. And then she said that somebody was supposed to call me back, and I've just been waiting to hear back again.
Okay.
All right, so what do you want to do, Miss Pantoja? You want to stay there and enter into a lease with them?
I mean, not specifically, no. but I don't think that they should be able to like shut our hot water off and then not come out and turn it back on. Like they're just doing obscene things for absolutely no reason, and it's just not fair.
Now, I don't know about that. There's a thing that says they can't shut off your hot water, but there may be a reason why it didn't work. But have you made any provision to move?
Yeah, I have.
All right, we're gonna continue this to July 16th at 11 a.m. We've got a very full docket that morning. We'll see what our status is. That's next Wednesday. That's not 7 days, it's 7. It's 5 days, I guess. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 days, but we're gonna see what our status is. At this point, I can put you in a breakout room. I don't know what happened with your other phone. I couldn't see you, I couldn't hear you. I don't want to do this by telephone. So if you can't connect by Zoom, you need to come over to the courthouse next week.
Okay.
Now, if you agree to move and just agree that you'll vacate by a certain date, they can agree to that. But there's also this issue of the dog. What kind of a dog is it?
She's a collie. She's a handicapped dog as well. But I'm not the only one that has animals that lives here at the apartment. Like the neighbors that just moved had 3 dogs, and the other downstairs neighbor has a cat and a dog.
I don't know.
And he moved in after I had already moved in, so.
The downstairs neighbor doesn't have a dog.
All right, well, it
He
doesn't matter.
absolutely has an animal. He has a black cat.
You're not even on the lease. And the lease
Well,
says.
but I had like a verbal lease with Michael Kirth, which makes me a subleasee, right?
No, it doesn't. It
Because
makes you-
I have financial ability to pay the rent, and
Well,
I was
they don't-
denied being able to pay the rent.
And they have a right to do that. All right, so my suggestion is you save the money that you would pay to them and use it to move to the next place. But according to Miss Thornton, they didn't even know you were there until after Mr. Kirth left. So we'll sort this out further, but we'll revisit this next Wednesday, July 16th at 11 a.m.
Judge, I will correct the record. I did a phone number based search and I do see a pending intake for Ms. Pantoja here.
All right,
It
very
didn't
good.
come up under her name.
Ms. Pantoja, I'm going to let you speak with our legal aid representative. Mr. Larkin, you're good to go. Ms. Thornton will address this, cram it in next Wednesday morning before I leave and see where we are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. All right, I'm going to try to set up a breakout room. Sometimes it's hard to do when all you got is a telephone. Remember, if you can't come in by Zoom, you need to come in here.
Okay.
Because I want to be able to make sure we're on the same wavelength. All right, it should join you automatically. You'll be with Meg Bauer from Legal Aid.
Thank you, Judge. Yeah, thank you.
That finishes our afternoon, Meg. All right, I don't even know where to go with that one. All right, we're back. I believe Colleen is quick on the trigger for our last case of the day and the week, I hope. Had a few struggles there on a brief landlord-tenant docket. Everybody have a good weekend wherever you are. It is summer up here in the Northern Hemisphere. In Michigan, we cherish our summer because it's so short. Looks like we're ready to go. All right, I had asked for Christy Brinkley or Barbie Benton, and they didn't have either of those people, so we have Christy Benton joining us. Mr. Keith Stickley is here from the Public Defender's Office. Mr. Stickley, this is a deferred retail fraud case that she didn't show up for the sentencing. I did an order to show cause and she didn't show up for that either, so a bench warrant issued some time ago. Good afternoon. Are you Christy Elaine Benton?
Yes, I am.
And I know you. This is Judge Middleton. Also with me is Mr. Keith Stickley, the Chief Public Defender. Your lawyer, Mr. Bush, was here with us this morning. We tried to get this done then. He had a bunch of cases and we had a bunch of cases and we didn't get around to it. The file number is 24457SM. You were charged with retail fraud in the second degree. The allegation is that you stole a number of items by underringing them at the Myers store in Three Rivers. I think it was Myers. You pled guilty to retail fraud in the third degree and you were placed on a deferral status. And let's go back and reflect on that. Yeah, it was Meyer, and you underscan $192.37. Benton also removed UPS stickers from cheaper items and placed them on more expensive items. And then they found some stuff in your purse. So anyway, despite all that, they took a retail fraud in the third degree and I did a deferral. Let me find that. You referred to the economic crime class. I think you were to do some community service. The matter was set for sentencing August 26th of 2024. There is an actual deferral thing in here someplace. Well, you didn't show up for your sentence. So I did a show cause to find out why you didn't show up for your sentence. You didn't show up for that. So we set the show cause up for October 17th and Mr. Bush came and then you didn't show up for that either. So there's been a warrant out for your arrest for some time. And you apparently got arrested last night. How did you get arrested?
I got arrested this morning on my way to work. I got pulled over for speeding.
Where do you work?
At Peterson Springs.
Are you still on Wilbur Road?
Yeah, we just moved there a couple months ago.
Did you know this warrant is out for your arrest?
I didn't know until I think like maybe 2 months ago.
Well, we were in contact with you back in October, I think. Let me see, back up. Uh, Yeah, you were to do the economic crime class. I didn't even order any community service. And I don't know whether you ever did the economic crime class or not. And if they completed it, they were gonna reduce it to retail fraud third. And the matter was set for sentencing for August 26th of 2024. You didn't come in August. We tried to reset it in October. You didn't come then. So I don't know what to do. You're employed. Did you ever do the class?
No, I was working at fiber converters at that time. I don't know if you remember
that.
Okay, and I had gotten really, really sick in August. I think it was like a combination. I had COVID, just a combination of things. The whole month of August, I didn't even come out of my house. I was so sick. And so with losing my job, I didn't have the money to do the economic class. And yeah, I was really, really sick in August.
Well, then we tried to get you in here in October. What happened with that?
That I don't, so much has happened this last year. I don't know.
Well, all right. One of my options is to leave you in jail till I get back from my vacation and see you in August. You're so blasé about all this. You got caught stealing about $200 worth of stuff. They reduced the charge, did a deferral, which you completely blew off. Didn't contact your lawyer, didn't show up for court in August. We reset a special hearing for you in October. You didn't show up in October. In the meantime, you haven't done anything except wait around to get arrested. So maybe I'll just leave you there till I get back, which will probably guarantee you lose your job at Peterson Springs. I'm not very happy about this. You're so cavalier about it. You got a sweet deal where the thing would be dismissed. And you're like, I don't know.
No.
How long have you been at Peterson Springs?
Let's see, I started there, I think in October, and then they laid me off right around Christmas time, and then brought me back the first week of January. And then I've been there, so basically since October, but.
Well, did you ever realize this thing was still hanging out there?
I mean, yes and no, I didn't know. I mean, I want to get it taken care of, and I mean, I'm not trying to just blow it off. There's been a lot going on, and I know that's not an excuse. I don't know what time it is in November, but somebody was supposed to meet the bail's bondsman over here at 4 to pay that, so I don't know.
So you're expecting somebody to come bond you out?
Well, they were supposed to come pay it, and Rachel said that she could only meet over here at 4.
I don't think there is a bond. Let me see my benchmark. Bench warrant stays out. Let me see if I put a dollar amount on the bench warrant. You're not, you've been convicted by plea of guilty. So you're not entitled to a bond. I set the bond at $2,500 cash or surety. I tried to call you on the phone. I left a message on the live stream telling you to get in here. I knew you were working at Fiber Converters. I set a separate hearing for October. Something's going on here. I set bench warrant arraignment for October 17th. You must have.
I mean, there's just been a lot going on.
Don't say that again. There'll be a lot going on if I leave you in jail for 90 days. That's not an excuse. Well, I was busy, I had a lot going on, so I guess I won't go to court. Guess I won't answer the judge's email. Guess I won't answer his voicemail message.
I didn't voicemail. I don't know if you, I don't know. I mean, you know that I don't never dismiss court. I've never done that. I don't, that's not me at all. I don't want to lose my job.
No, I don't want you to lose it either, but I'm not very happy about this. You stole stuff several different ways and got caught. The prosecutor gave you a sweet deal, which you blew off. I don't know if I'm dealing with methamphetamine or what's going on. I wouldn't think you'd be able to keep your job from January to July if you're using meth, but and if you're gonna bond out anyway, I can deny bond because you're not entitled. But the problem is I'm not gonna be here. And I really don't want you to stay in jail, even though I'm not very happy about this till I get back in August. So I'm gonna recall the bench warrant. Set bond at $500 PR. Gonna post bond anyway. I might as well save your money so you can pay it to me. Set the matter for sentence. I just set Mr. Bush for sentence this morning, but it probably hasn't been posted yet. Jenny, can you tell me when I set John Bush for sentence? Seems like I set it for September date. Oops. John is set here to be August 25th. I'm going to set this for August 25th, a year later, at 11 a.m. Miss Benton, I want you to show up this time. Or I will give you a 93, I can give you a year. I won't give you a year. I'll just give you 93 days in jail. And I want you to call your lawyer, Mr. Bush, and discuss this with him. This, you must have known this was going to happen. You can't just ignore everything and then figure it'll just go away, because it doesn't. But I'm not going to leave you in jail for 3 weeks while we ruminate on this. All right. So if you haven't called your lawyer, I'm going to give you 93 days in jail. If you don't show up, I give you more than that. So I want you to call your lawyer, discuss it with him. You've got an unpaid traffic ticket, I think. Did you get a speeding ticket today?
Yeah, he gave me, impeding traffic, I think.
Oh, yeah, it shows up, yeah, that's the traffic. They cut you a break on that too. All right, I will see you on August 25th at 11 a.m. I want you to talk to your lawyer before that.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Keith, I'm not exactly sure what I'm dealing with there, but, figure it out. Well, I've known her for a long time and I don't know. We'll figure it out. I guess we always do. All right. Thanks for your help. Thanks, everybody. We've got a long week. We're going to take a recess, finish our paperwork.